Hello everyone. The Beatles released Now and Then yesterday, and I did a little short on it of my initial reaction to the song, and I've listened to it a shit ton since then, and I keep coming back to the same issue that I have, is that they should have kept the pre-chorus, because the pre-chorus gave so much more impact to the chorus. And I remember someone did a version of that years ago, and it was floating around YouTube, and they had the pre-chorus in it, this lovely strings, I think from A Day in the Life, going into the chorus, and it just added such a bigger impact to the song. And it's not that I don't dislike the song. I like it. I just think it could have been it just could have been better. Like there's even, and I'm not sure is it the same version, but there's another version still online of Now and Then. I don't know if it's the same version I heard years ago. It sounds very similar to it, but I think they kind of redid it a bit. I don't know. But anyways, like that just sounds way cooler than the official version. And when it initially started, the first thing when it started first, I thought the obviously the official version was like, wow, it's very like it had that kind of real love kind of vibe. And when John's vocal hit, I was like, wow, it sounded great. And I was like, I really liked that whole verse. When Ringo's drums came in, I don't know, I don't really like the production of how his drums sound. There's no real like bigness to it. There's no like, it doesn't. They don't have an impact. They're there, but they don't have a big impact. So for me that was there's just some choices of the production of it I just didn't like. I love the strings. I love that. I love the outro part. I think the outro is really cool, but yeah, I mean it's the Beatles. I like the song. I should say I really like the actual song that John Lennon had. I always thought that was a cool song. I always loved that chorus, the now and then I miss you. And I think one of the problems is I heard that version of it years ago that person made, and I thought that was so great, and I thought, wow, wouldn't that been great if they could do something similar to that and had like real strings and had real horns and stuff like that, because that initially kicked in with the drums, the whole band kicked in together. And I do like the way on the obviously the Beatles version, which is the version that they have now, that it starts off with just John singing and the piano and then the guitars come in. But I think just I think that it's, for me, it's the pre-chorus just added so much. I don't know. If you haven't heard that other version of it, I suggest you go online. If you type it like Now and Then Beatles, you'll probably see it. It'll be there. It's one of them. And then the video came out today, and I don't even know what to say about the video. It sucks because it's like I'm hating on the Beatles, and I love the Beatles. They're one of my favourite bands. But like, how do you have Peter Jackson, who's an incredible director, and Apple Corps, and all that money, and that's the video you make? I mean, some of it was so cheesy. Like Paul and Ringo, when together, they're clearly not together. The CGI stuff, I was like, oh man, it was like cringy. It wasn't cool. It looked cheap. I know some people are saying, oh, it's goofy. I mean, you can make things goofy and make it cool. That was not cool. It was lame. I mean, it's the Beatles. It shouldn't be lame. I like the last out part of it where it's like, it's going black and white. That was kind of cool, but I don't know. For me, it was just like, I don't know. It was just when 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 the chorus hit on that video, and it's Paul and Ringo there singing, and the crappy green screeny kind of stuff. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my god, they're pulling the piss. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my god, like crazy. It's just, I don't know. But like all that said, you know, it's you know, I sound so cynical in like, you know, saying negative stuff about it, but I need to be honest. I mean, I love the Beatles, and I'm not just going to say stuff just because I love the Beatles and just be completely biased. But at the end of the day, if Paul McCartney and Ringo are happy with it, and George's family and John's family, that's kind of all really that matters. You know, if I was like McCartney them, I would have just made it for themselves, like made it and never put it out. You don't need to put it out. I mean, it doesn't add anything to the Beatles' legacy, and it doesn't take away anything from the Beatles' legacy. I know some people I've seen some stupid comments like, "Oh, ruins their legacy." No, it doesn't, man. If anything, I would hope it would get more people to listen to the music who haven't listened to it before. I wouldn't send them the video, but you know, it's the Beatles, and it's always cool to have stuff with the Beatles. I think just my expectations of what it was going to be was high. You know, I'd envisioned all these kind of cool things like the strings and like horns and, you know, and it really wasn't that. It was like more subdued and just, yeah, just not what I thought it could be. But oh, it's fine. It's, you know, it's I still like really like the song. I think it's a great song, but I think the execution of it was not done well. That's probably my opinion on it. But yeah, Beatles. I still love the Beatles, and I will always love the Beatles. Peace.